Electrochemistry is a fascinating branch of chemistry that explores the relationship between electrical energy and chemical changes. It deals with the study of chemical processes that cause electrons to move, which is essentially the flow of electricity. This field is crucial for understanding how batteries work, how metals corrode, and even how our bodies generate energy. By examining the movement of electrons in various reactions, electrochemistry helps us harness and control energy in everyday life, from powering devices to industrial manufacturing. Let's dive deeper into the core concepts that make up this exciting field. Electrochemical cell is a device that generates electrical energy from chemical reactions or uses electrical energy to drive chemical changes. These cells are the foundation of batteries and many industrial processes. There are two main types: galvanic cells, which produce electricity from spontaneous reactions, and electrolytic cells, which use electricity to force non-spontaneous reaction. Understanding electrochemical cells helps us appreciate how energy conversion happens in both natural and engineered systems, making them essential for modern technology and industry. Galvanic cell, also known as a voltaic cell, is a type of electrochemical cell that converts chemical energy into electrical energy through spontaneous redox reactions. It consists of two different metals connected by a salt bridge and immersed in electrolyte solutions. As the reaction proceeds, electrons flow from the anode to the cathode, generating a current. Galvanic cells are the basic units of batteries, powering everything from flashlights to cars. Understanding how they work is key to grasping the principles behind portable energy sources. Electrode potential is a measure of the ability of an electrode to drive the movement of electrons during a redox reaction. It reflects the tendency of a chemical species to gain or lose electrons when connected in an electrochemical cell. The potential is measured relative to standard reference electrode, typically the standard hydrogen electrode. Electrode potentials are fundamental in predicting the direction of electron flow and determining which reactions will occur in a cell. This concept is central to understanding how batteries and electrochemical cells function. Standard electrode potential is the electrode potential measured under standard conditions: 1 molar concentration, 1 atmosphere pressure, and 25 degrees C temperature. It provides a reference point for comparing the tendencies of different electrodes to gain or lose electrons. By using standard electrode potentials, chemists can predict the feasibility of redox reactions and calculate the overall cell potential. This helps in designing batteries and understanding various electrochemical processes in both laboratory and industrial settings. Nernst equation is a mathematical formula that relates the electrode potential of a cell to the concentrations of the reacting species. It allows us to calculate the actual potential of an electrode under non-standard conditions. This equation is vital for understanding how changes in concentration, temperature, or pressure can affect the voltage produced by an electrochemical cell. The Nernst equation is widely used in both research and industry to optimize battery performance and control chemical processes. Electrochemical series is a list of elements arranged according to their standard electrode potentials. This series helps chemists predict which metals will be oxidized or reduced in a reaction. By consulting the electrochemical series, we can determine the direction of electron flow and the feasibility of redox reactions. It's a powerful tool for understanding reactivity trends, designing batteries, and preventing corrosion in metal. The series is a cornerstone of electrochemistry, guiding practical applications in many fields. An electrolytic cell is a device that uses electrical energy to drive a non-spontaneous chemical reaction. Unlike galvanic cells, electrolytic cells require an external power source to operate. They are widely used in industries for processes like electroplating, metal extraction, and water splitting. Understanding electrolytic cells is crucial for grasping how we can manipulate chemical reactions using electricity, enabling the production of pure metals and other valuable materials. Electrolysis of molten sodium chloride (NaCl) is a classic example of using an electrolytic cell. When NaCl is melted and electricity is passed through it, sodium ions move to the cathode and are reduced to sodium metal, while chloride ions move to the anode and are oxidized to chlorine gas. This process is essential for producing pure sodium and chlorine, both of which are important industrial chemicals. The setup demonstrates how electricity can break down compounds into their elements. Faraday's first law of electrolysis states that the amount of substance produced at an electrode during electrolysis is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through the electrolyte. In simple terms, more electricity means more product. This law helps chemists calculate how much material can be obtained from a given amount of electric charge, making it fundamental for industrial electrolysis and laboratory experiment. Faraday's second law of electrolysis states that, when the same quantity of electricity passes through different electrolytes, the amount of substance produced is proportional to their chemical equivalent weights. This means that the mass of substances liberated or deposited at different electrodes depends on their equivalent masses. This law is crucial for comparing the efficiency of different electrolysis processes and for quantitative analysis in chemistry. Conductivity is a measure of a solution's ability to conduct electricity. It depends on the presence of ions in the solution, which carry the electric current. The higher the concentration of ions, the greater the conductivity. This property is important in many applications, from water quality testing to industrial chemical processes. By measuring conductivity, chemists can assess the purity of solutions and monitor reactions in real time. Molar conductivity refers to the conductivity of an electrolyte solution divided by its molar concentration. It provides insight into how efficiently ions move in a solution at a given concentration. Molar conductivity increases as the solution becomes more dilute. because ions experience less interaction and move more freely. This concept is essential for understanding the behavior of electrolytes and optimizing their use in batteries and industrial processes. Conductivity of an electrolyte solution changes with its concentration. As the concentration increases, more ions are available to carry the current, so conductivity rises. However, at very high concentrations, ions may interact and hinder each other's movement, causing conductivity to level off or even decrease. Understanding this variation is important for designing efficient batteries, industrial processes, and water treatment systems. Oesch's law states that at infinite dilution, the molar conductivity of an electrolyte is the sum of the individual contributions of its ions. This means that each ion contributes a fixed amount to the total conductivity, regardless of the other ions present. Oesch's law is useful for determining the limiting molar conductivity of electrolytes and for analyzing mixtures in solution. Fuel cells are devices that convert chemical energy directly into electrical energy through electrochemical reactions, usually involving hydrogen and oxygen. Unlike batteries, fuel cells continuously generate electricity as long as fuel is supplied. They are clean, efficient, and have a wide range of applications, from powering vehicles to providing backup energy for buildings. Fuel cells represent a promising technology for sustainable energy solution. Corrosion is the gradual destruction of metals by chemical or electrochemical reactions with their environment. The most common example is the rusting of iron when exposed to moisture and oxygen. Corrosion leads to material loss, structural weakness, and economic damage. Understanding corrosion is essential for developing methods to protect metals and extend the lifespan of structures and machinery. Electrochemical theory of corrosion explains that corrosion occurs through redox reactions at the surface of metals. In the presence of an electrolyte, certain areas of the metal act as anodes and others as cathodes. Electrons flow from the anode to the cathode, leading to metal dissolution and the formation of corrosion products like rust. This theory helps in identifying vulnerable points and designing effective protection strategies. Corrosion can be prevented using various methods such as protective coatings, cathodic protection, and the use of corrosion inhibitors. Protective coatings like paint or plating create a barrier between the metal and the environment. Cathodic protection involves making the metal act as a cathode, preventing its oxidation. Corrosion inhibitors are chemicals that slow down the reaction. These methods are widely used to protect bridges, pipelines, and machinery. Electrochemistry plays a vital role in industry, from the production of metals like aluminum and copper to the manufacturing of batteries and fuel cells. It is also essential in processes like electroplating, water treatment, and corrosion prevention. The ability to control chemical reactions with electricity has revolutionized many industrial sectors, making processes more efficient, cost-effective, and environmentally friendly. Redox reactions, short for reduction-oxidation reactions, are at the heart of electrochemistry. These reactions involve the transfer of electrons from one substance to another. In every electrochemical cell, one half cell undergoes oxidation, loss of electrons, while the other undergoes reduction, gain of electrons. Understanding redox reactions is essential for grasping how batteries, fuel cells, and corrosion processes work. Salt bridge is a crucial component in galvanic cells. It connects the two half cells and allows the flow of ions, maintaining electrical neutrality. Without a salt bridge, the cell would quickly stop working as charge builds up. The salt bridge typically contains a salt solution that does not react with the cell's chemicals. Its role ensures the continuous flow of electricity in the circuit. Any electrochemical cell, the anode is where oxidation occurs, and the cathode is where reduction takes place. Electrons flow from the anode to the cathode through an external circuit. This distinction is important for understanding how energy is generated or consumed in batteries and electrolytic cells. Remembering the roles of anode and cathode helps in analyzing and designing electrochemical systems. Electrolysis is widely used in industry for extracting metals, electroplating, and producing chemicals like chlorine and hydrogen. By passing electricity through molten or dissolved substances, desired elements can be separated or deposited. This process is essential for manufacturing pure metals, coating objects with protective layers, and generating industrial gases. Electrolysis showcases the practical power of electrochemistry. Electroplating involves coating a metal object with a thin layer of another metal using electrolysis. The object to be plated acts as the cathode, while the plating metal is the anode. When electricity is passed, metal ions from the solution deposit onto the object, creating a smooth, protective, and often decorative surface. Electroplating is used for jewelry, car parts, and electronic components. Electrochemical cells are classified as primary or secondary. Primary cells like alkaline batteries are single-use and cannot be recharged. Secondary cells such as lead-acid or lithium-ion batteries can be recharged and used multiple times. This distinction is important for choosing the right battery for different applications, from remote controls to electric vehicles. Cell potential or electromotive force (EMF) is the voltage produced by an electrochemical cell. It is measured using a voltmeter connected between the two electrodes. The cell potential depends on the nature of the electrodes, the concentration of solutions, and the temperature. Accurate measurement of cell potential is essential for evaluating battery performance and understanding reaction spontaneity. Electrolytes are substances that conduct electricity when dissolved in water or melted. They provide the ions necessary for carrying electric current in electrochemical cells. Common electrolytes include salts, acids, and bases. The choice of electrolyte affects the efficiency and safety of batteries, fuel cells, and industrial processes. Understanding electrolytes is key to optimizing electrochemical systems. Electrochemistry has significant environmental implications. It enables the development of clean energy technologies like fuel cells and efficient batteries, reducing reliance on fossil fuels. Electrochemical methods are also used in pollution control, water purification, and recycling. By advancing electrochemical technologies, we can create a more sustainable and eco-friendly future. Summary: electrochemistry bridges the gap between chemistry and electricity, powering countless applications in our daily lives and industries. From understanding basic concepts like electrode potential and redox reactions, to exploring advanced technologies like fuel cells and corrosion prevention, electrochemistry continues to shape our world. As we move towards greener energy and smarter technologies, the importance of electrochemistry will only grow. Stay curious and keep exploring the electrifying world of chemistry.